All right. Well, hey team, it is Coaches Up for Change. It's our weekly team time, Monday night, 7:28. I see a lot of us signing on, and I am glad that you are here. Today is April 11th, and it's a super special day, guys, because today is 11 years ago today, I said yes to health coaching. So it's a big deal. I hope you celebrate your anniversary every year, and the change and the growth within you and the change and growth and what's happening in the lives of other people. If you could have told me 11 years ago it would look like it looks like today, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have thought that it was even possible. I wouldn't have thought that I even had a fingernail's worth of skills or ability to be able to lead a team. But I'm just so honored and proud. And I don't know if you saw, I did a Facebook post today, but because of you guys, because we have all partnered together, because we've said yes, because we've said yes to helping other people, said yes to ourselves, that we said yes to the hard work, that we said yes and continue despite the hard times, the disappointments and all of that. But together, you guys, we have helped over 18,000 people. 18,000 people to better health. I looked at my own numbers. It was like 1,000, right? 1,000, one person could do 1,000 and together 18 times that amount. So thank you. Whether you've had one client, 100 clients, 500 clients, or maybe you're on for the first time checking us out. Maybe you've helped 0 clients, but the fact that you have said yes to yourself and helping others is just fantastic. So the great part about this is we've had so much fun with our team growing, with it expanding, and people reaching new leadership ranks. So I'm really excited tonight. We've been featuring for our inspiration new executive director. So Corey Christofek is here. She is a coach under Stephanie Sweeney. And it's been really fun to watch Corey's growth. So Corey, if you could take a few minutes with us and just kind of share your Optavia journey.
Sure. Thanks for having me. So I started my journey at the end of September and I lost 40 pounds before the end of January. About 6 weeks in, I went to an event in Atlanta and listened to the transformation stories and decided that I wanted to coach. So I thought it was my way of getting back to helping others, which ultimately is who I want to be. So from there, I just jumped in a little too fast at first, so I was kind of frustrated and feeling worse about myself. So I had to step back, listen to a lot of advice from my coach and my team, and realized that I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. Optavia has it set up for everybody for coaching, but it works for everyone. So I just kind of realigned my goals. In January, I set a goal to get to ED so I could qualify for Grow Global. And because of a family vacation, I wasn't going to be able to go to convention. So this is what I chose that I wanted to do. And as the time ticked, I realized I probably wasn't going to make it. So then I just had to I decided that was okay. Everything comes in time, and this just wasn't the time for me. So I just kind of put my trust in the system and that would all work out exactly how it was supposed to. And I just reminded myself of what my purpose was in the beginning. And I just adjusted my mindset a little bit to realize that the timing's not really in my hands. It didn't mean that I worked less. I just looked at things differently. So then I went and I switched my summer travel plans so that I was able to go to convention, but I kept working toward my goal. And then it happened. And it was literally at the last second. And I just tried to keep connecting with anyone that had reached out in the past. So in general, I basically just set small goals for myself each day. I work on those goals and I just try to be authentic in everything I'm doing and saying. I feel like this program has literally changed my entire outlook on myself. So it isn't really hard to share those feelings with others. I wholeheartedly believe in this program and that it changes your physical being. But for me, it's been so much more. And that's exactly what I share with anyone that wants to listen. And then I have a lot of contact with my clients. I'm very real with them. They know they have me walking beside them. And that's also helped getting referrals from them. And other than that, I just really try to learn from all the leaders on here. They're amazing. I'm always taking notes and trying new ideas. And the biggest responses that I tend to get are when I just post something about myself and my own transformation. That's when I get the most comments. And I also see that there's a lot of people that are liking my posts. But they just haven't reached out, which is kind of what I did to my coach for a long time. I just kept kind of liking it. And I figured that, so either there's going to be something that I can connect with them, or they will eventually reach out. So that's kind of just what I do.
Wow. There are some pure gold nuggets in there. I don't know if you heard. I see your coach Stephanie just beaming down there. So, and congratulations to Stephanie, who reached regional director last month. That one, I think when we had communicated before, Corey, I think what really stood out to me was that you said, you know what, I set the goal, and I'm doing the action, but I released the outcome. Like, I realized the time, I cannot control the timing. And I think if we can all keep that mindset, you guys, that we show up, we do the work, we do it, and we have to have a lot of trust. We have to have a lot of trust. And inevitably, like, gripping, never get to there, but the release, the open palms, and the sharing and receiving is what gets us there. So that is just so awesome. And I love how you even switched your plans, really shows commitment for the summer so that you can be there, right? Like, how can we go on vacation and go to convention? And those are the kinds of decisions that leaders make. So congratulations for that. Super excited for you and your future. We're going to have somebody else speak in a little bit about just energy in general and what a difference it makes. So thank you, Corey. Really, really good. A couple of quick things. We just mentioned convention. Guys, we are so close to convention being sold out, like so close. So if you want a seat in the stadium, go back, double check that you are registered. You want your team with you there. Your clients can attend, but yeah, just don't miss it, especially if you've never been before. That's just something you definitely want to be a part of. And then we are really lucky. We've got a whole nother week left of the Essential Start promotion, and that's what we're going to spend most of this evening talking about, is some tips and a really great tool and strategy that we can use to help increase referrals and public accountability with our clients. But the company, we actually have 2 opportunities this week, because this is your week, right? To hit it hard, to hit it out of the park. And we've got 2 things. I just posted yesterday about a field event, which is going to be led by David Bush and some coaches under Dan Bell's organization that are doing they are calling it Healthy Made Simple. And it is just a pure program presentation. And that is this Thursday night at 8. And I put the details in there. So this is great to invite somebody to come that maybe you've talked to, you want them to see it bigger and see some different stories. There is a Facebook group for it, and they usually share stories about the stories. So sometimes it might be somebody you can even relate to, like maybe it's a teacher or it's a pastor or something that will even give you a more specific way to invite somebody. And then lo and behold, I got the e-update from Optavia, and it's this week. It's the second Wednesday of every month. They do a Health and Hope Night. So this Wednesday night at 8:30 is Optavia's Health and Hope Night. And that one, they do a whole trilogy: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. So 2 opportunities, right? How lucky are we to have this many resources available to us? But I'm going to hope that she is on. We got a little messed up with Central Time versus Eastern Time. But Cindy Burkholder, are you on yet?
I am. Yes.
There she is. Wonderful. Cindy and I spoke yesterday. I was talking to Shauna and Frank, global directors, about their team. And they were just telling me about Cindy and how she's a new coach, but her energy and excitement, that she is just blowing up right now and sharing boldly, not only the program, but also the coaching opportunity. And because of that courageousness, not really knowing all the answers, just sharing her enthusiasm, she's attracting a lot. So Cindy, can you take a few minutes and share with the team?
Sure. Thanks for asking me. I'm very honored. I'm a nurse, so I love health and nutrition, but I wasn't a real good steward myself. So that's why I got into the program. And when I saw how wonderful, not only that everything kind of like all came together, it wasn't about losing the weight anymore. It was about getting in the books and really getting down to the root of what was going on. So how I like to kind of look at, I'm very new at this. I've only been a coach for a month yesterday and a client 2 months yesterday. And I've signed up, I think it's 8 people, and my first coach today. So I am geared towards going to executive director by the end of the month. I'm just going to blow and go. So what I've done is I've reached out to my own healthcare providers, my primary care doctor, my endocrine doctor, a friend of ours who's a chiropractor, and they have all really bought into this. So I want to leverage what this program has to offer. Instead of trying to do one person at a time, I want to try to help the patients in their practice and then help to try to coach their coaches too. So in looking at the whole thing, I just love this little saying is that when I was big, my world was small. And the smaller I get, the bigger my opportunities and my own world get. And that is just so true with this program. I just absolutely love it. And it's all about the mentoring and the one-on-one apprenticeship. And I think I have the best coaches in the whole world, Frank and Shauna. And they take my calls and my emails, and it's a matter of stepping out. And if it's not time for somebody to get into it, then it's not. But why not ask? You just never know. I don't want to keep that from anybody. So yeah.
That is so good. If you would take a minute, Cindy, after and put in the chat that quote, like, when I was big, my world was small. And as I get smaller, my world gets bigger. I mean, that's like mind blowing and applicable in so many different ways. So thank you. And I really love that. You just took that personal. It wasn't like you went out and started hitting all doctors and nurses in general. You just were like, it's not like that's anything special. You just had the courage to talk to your own people in your world about it. And that's what I think. And one of the reasons I wanted Cindy to share, you guys, and sometimes the longer we coach, just blink if this has ever felt this way. It's like the longer we coach, sometimes the more insecure we get about our knowledge, right? We start to think that we have to know it all, or what will they think about us, and will this come out right? And we get all the junk going in our head, where the end of the day, really, it's what we talked about last week. It's our energy, it's our excitement, it's the results. We know it works. We have all the medical credentials behind us. We have an unmatched business opportunity, like share with abundance and excitement. So hopefully that was helpful to everybody, because we need to reignite our own flame. Sometimes our flame goes out or it dims, and sometimes we have to reignite it. And starting in, I said we have 1 week left of Essential Start. You guys blew it out of the water last month, hitting a new record of over 600 new clients. And I just looked, and just in this first, 10 days, 11 days of the month, we are well over 200 new clients for the organization. So we're going to blow it out. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to hit it's like the momentum, just keep it running. But one thing I want to point out in advance is none of this ends after April 18th, right? It's not like people aren't going to be signing up for the program, right? It's just, you just keep running. And really what's driving our results is it's just the consistent action. So we're going to take quite a bit of time right now to go over something a really powerful way to connect with your clients, and a powerful way to encourage them to share their results. And it's called a Way Day post. So I'm going to ask Jessica Pope to come on. Jessica has been part of the FIBIC mastermind. She has really embraced everything that's been suggested and been sharing about the results she's been having. So Jessica, if you could come on for a few minutes and share with the team what this is, how they can do it, and what your experience has been.
Hey, so I want to start off by saying sometimes strategy can feel awkward and uncomfortable, and allow us to get in our head. At least for me, for myself, I can get in my head and tell myself stories when it comes to strategy. But then Sunday morning, the pastor was talking about strategy and how God uses strategy. And I was thinking about how true that is, and how in the Bible, it tells us to read the Bible. It's going to strengthen your relationship with the Lord. Pray, go to him. It's going to strengthen your walk in your relationship with the Lord. And then whenever, marriage advice, what is it? Always date your spouse. Why? That's a strategy to strengthen your relationship. So I've just started to fall in love with these strategies and tools that we're being given, because it is all just to strengthen our relationship with others and reach more people. So with that being said, this has been huge for me. This particular strategy and tool has really made a big difference. So it's a client way day post. And what that is, it's you, the coach, asking or presenting to your client that you have an opportunity for them. It is where they're going to share about their experience so far. So no matter where they're at in their health journey, it could be 2 days in, a weekend, a month, a year, whatever, wherever they're at, encourage them to share about it. Tell them that you will give them a wellness credit. So that can be $25, that can be $50, just as a thank you for partnering together to do that. I would also encourage you to have them take a picture, like a screenshot of their post before they post it. It can be just words. It can be a before and after. We want to make sure we get that disclaimer on there. And then that way you can help them. You work together on what to draft up and how to present it to them. You want to make sure you're on the phone with them. Don't send a text like, hey, you want to earn $25? Don't do that. So when you're on their call with them, whether it be a kickoff call, whether it be a day 4 check-in, wherever you're at, on the phone with them, just be like, whatever is going to benefit them, I would lead with that. So if it's a client who is struggling and not really, staying to plan like they want to, encourage them for the accountability. Hey, this will help hold you accountable, and your friends are going to love on you and lift you up when you do this, because that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to hold them accountable, and their friends and family are going to encourage the crap out of them, and it's going to be amazing. And then they're going to feel this, and they're like, yeah, I can do this. So if it's someone who's struggling and they're like, I don't know how I'm going to afford my next box. Well, of course, we're bringing up coaching as well. But if they shoot that down real quick, like, okay, how about this? This is another thing that I offer my clients. Do a way day post and share about what you're experiencing. I want it to be authentic and your true experience, and put it into words. It doesn't have to be pictures. If it is pictures, awesome. Bonus points, because you're going to reach even more people. And then that way they can see, okay, they're going to get the $25 credits for posting. But then a lot of us also offer the $25 referral credits. So not only will they get the credits for the post, and I offer this weekly. So I can have the same client do this every single week if they want to. So then that way, any new clients that are going to come from those posts, those are more referral credits for them. So there's all kinds of ways that this can benefit the client. And it's also nice having other people come alongside them, because then they're going to have friends or family like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I want to do that. And then they're talking more and they're holding each other accountable. So it just creates a whole new world for them. But what you're also going to do is this is going to be just automatic work. Like it's fun work, because you're getting to see how many new people you can communicate with. And there's so many ways to do this. So when your client posts that way day post that y'all have helped work together, you're also going to have them put that up there. And then you're going to, people are going to start commenting, wow, great job. Oh, you look amazing. What program? What's the name of it? How much does it cost? All those questions. And you're going to talk to your client and say, hey, whenever someone texts you or messages you, texts you, comments, all that, just send them away. Just send them my way. So they're not bombarded with all the questions and trying to come up with all the answers. They just refer them to you. So then you're messaging every single person that you see comment. And then you're also commenting, you're responding to the comments in there. And then you're also letting them know, hey, I sent you a message. Make sure to check it, because if you're not friends already, they're not going to see the message yet. So make sure you let them know I sent you a message. You're going to like and love the comments, but not all at once. So you're going to be very strategic with this, because the whole Facebook algorithms and all that, you're going to want to make sure that you just gradually throughout the day, the next day, go back into that post, and you're just working on that post, reaching people, connecting with people. And then you're also going to, this is huge, thank the likes. That was weird to me. Like, people just like it. Who's going to actually thank? No, thank the likes. Because if you just do, I thanked 60 likes. I shared this on Dream Team. I thanked 60 likes, sent 60 messages to people for liking a way day post. And one of those likes that I was going to think, I stopped for a second. I was like, oh, she has reached out to me so many times over the past 2 years and never got on a call with me. I don't want her to think that I'm weird or pushy or inconsiderate. And I was like, oh, no, I told myself I was going to thank every single one of them. I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And it just created a conversation, and it led to her becoming a client. Like, she has an amazing why for doing this program. And I've been so excited getting to watch her journey start. And, you know, it's just by using some strategy so you can bring about relationship with these people. And then you're just working it. And then even a week later, you can go back to that post and then comment in the comment section a picture, a before and after picture of yourself. And like, yeah, this was so great. Look, you know, this is what it did for me. You know, those kind of, you're going in and responding to people, continuing to keep the post alive and active. And you have work you can do with that to create more activity. And then people are seeing, they automatically trust you more because they don't know you, but they know Sally, and Sally said you're great and you're what led her to this, and they want that too. So they're going to trust you. So it just helps create that authentic relationship where they come into it with an open heart and open mind because your client did it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, anytime I post anything, even if it's the same client, I can post their before and after. It gets nothing, like hardly anything at all. But from it coming from the individual, it's so different, such a different experience. People get to see it. It's opening up your sphere of people. And you get to send them friend requests. It just opens up so much. And then there's also a video that explains. I feel like the video is kind of cheesy, I'm not gonna lie, but it explains it so well. And so I will tell them, who do you all friend request? Everybody. So I don't know how many, I'm not looking at the chat. I just happened to see Lauren's. I friend request everyone that likes it, comments, messages, send them all a friend request. Because I'm also messaging every single one of them. So, you know, and the messaging can be like, hey, thank you for liking Joe's post. Isn't he doing amazing? It just brings brings joy to my heart to see others succeed in their health. And, you know, hope you have a great day, you know, something like that. It just opens up that door. But there's a video that explains what the Way Day post is. So I've been talking every week with my clients about it. So I continue to offer this and remind them that I offer this because not everybody's jumping at it at once. The video it's really quick. It's like 2 minutes, maybe. It explains it all cheesy, everybody laughing, looking at their phone, but it explains it so good. So I will send that. I sent that last week to my clients when I got off the phone with them. After talking about it, I sent that to them. I was like, hey, this explains it more. Are you ready? And then I had more actually ready. And I was excited for that. So I was like, okay. So the video, I think, was a good tool to be able to use to follow up with the conversation. I didn't check everything in the chat for questions.
Is it possible, Jessica, when we move on to the next, to possibly put that video link in the chat? Or if you can't get your hands on it quick enough, I will maybe on the post when I do the replay post.
I can do both.
All right, perfect. Any we could probably take like one question for Jessica if anybody wants to use the reaction feature at the bottom and raise your hand. Anybody have a question? That was fabulous, Jessica. So I had a conversation with a coach this afternoon, and the conversation was, well, my clients are really private. They don't want to do this. And so any advice around that, Jessica, because you obviously probably had a mindset shift and maybe an expectation that they will do this. So tell us about that if you get some resistance.
Yeah, I get in my head about a lot of things. So I've just been on this mission to just constantly keep hitting all these things out of my head and just do the action. I make a commitment to myself to do the action no matter what. because I'm going to be met with resistance in my own mind. So I just commit to doing the action. And if someone isn't ready, and if someone is resistant, then it's just not time. And I'm not going to, it's just available. It's available to them if they're not ready. I had a client last week. She was like, no, that's not something I'm comfortable doing just yet. I'm like, that's okay. That is fine. We can revisit that. Just know it's always available to you. And again, like, as you know, just like we do with coaching, and that's another thing it's really great for, I forgot to mention, it helps them see that they have people wanting to do the program that they could coach. And so it also can, like, hey, well, John and Bob and Sue all want to do the program. You should be coaching them, it just gives you more opportunity to show them, hey, you can coach, and these are your people. They're wanting this. So
it's brilliant. And it really layers on what Corey was saying. When Corey was saying she gets the most reaction from when she does her own post. And that's why when they do it, people can connect, they relate, they connect to that person. And on this past week in boot camp or mastermind, they said, if you're sitting there saying, well, none of my clients want to do it, they said, it's not your clients, it's you. It's the mindset, right? Now we're going to have a culture shift, you guys. This is kind of a culture shift for us of a mindset and an expectation. But what will also happen is when those clients become coaches. So Jessica, these new clients that Jessica brings on, or that the new coach brings on, who came on because somebody shared their story. Well, then they realize, oh, that's kind of what we do. We share our story, right? Like it will become the new norm. So Debbie, you had a question?
Yeah, so I heard you say, Jessica, that you're offering it to clients every single week, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. I've had a couple clients do those, and I love them. And I tell them, you post it, I'll give you $25 and put that on your account. And for anybody that that comes from that and becomes a client, I'll put 25 on your account. And of course, then I also talk to them about coaching. But I'm wondering if I dilute that if I do it every week, or maybe, I don't know, like I haven't done that yet. Like I haven't asked every week. So what has your experience been with it being a weekly post?
Well, the one that did it weekly for a while became a coach. So, that was my personal experience. So, she became a coach. So, they get to, they really see, because they're being blown up with people, and, they see the possibility. So she became a coach. Yeah.
There you go. That's a pretty good outcome. That is a pretty good outcome. Well, thank you, Jessica, for taking the time to do that. And we will continue to, bring this on as an organization, and we will talk about it in our tips calls as well. It's a great way. We've got people, you guys, that are going to come on with the $90 off, right? That second order is going to seem, a little sticker shock. Offering them $25 wellness credit to post about their results, and also to, bring on referrals. That's for any client is fantastic. So, so very good. Well, I'm going to just click for a second. Now, I think the one thing I want you to hear is that, Jessica said, Corey said, and Cindy said, like, they just want to share. They just want people to know in their world. So as we're sharing, you guys, like the essential start, all of that, one is just stay in your heart. Stay in your heart and what this program has done for you. And we're sharing for the one person out there that needs it, right? The one person who's waiting, who sees your post on that day. It's always about how it can help somebody else. The Way Day post, how can that help them? Help them stay on track, help them stay accountable. We know public accountability is it. Keep your dreams in front of you. You guys, as soon as we lose focus of our own dreams and what we want, we get complacent and we stop and we slow down with the action. So be clear on what it is that you want, because you'll only get what you want through helping a lot of other people achieve what they want. And then sponsoring, duplication, right? The more we can encourage people to step into what we're doing, that is when they get more integrated and the best results come. So a couple of quick tips. I did just a quick PowerPoint. You can take a screenshot. There's nothing earth-shattering in it. These are really activities to do as we finish up this week, but also as just in general, just, you know, always. But really the top tips for finishing Essential Start Strong is talk to every client about a way day post, right? Like every single client you could talk to this week, this can be the topic of conversation. As Corey said, like live out loud on social media. Your life, how is this impacting you? How is all of your physical changes, your coaching, everything, live that out loud, that people will connect most to you. And I just heard it again yesterday on something else, that video and Facebook Lives are what are getting the activity, the most activity on Instagram and Facebook. Keeping creating conversations with individuals and adding friends daily. Don't have time for her to come on right this minute, but Stacy Gillen and I were talking, and she went through and was just adding people she really didn't know, but she just had went through people in her neighborhood and added somebody. And lo and behold, the person said, I don't know if this is a sign for God or what, but I have been waiting. I have been searching. I have been wanting something. They connected. She became a client by having the courage to hit add friend there. This is your week for follow-ups. Follow-ups, every health assessment, everybody you've spoken to about the program, every not yet, follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. That's always the name of the game. They say it's generally 8 to 10 touches before and follow-ups before somebody says yes. And this gives you the perfect opportunity, because I don't want you to miss it. The incentive stops on, April 18th. Those inactives, keep working your list for those that qualify for it. Talk to your clients, people in your world, about referrals, offer an incentive for those referrals, and then just continuing to offer coaching. If you could make it part of your daily vernacular, just like when you're talking about away day post, is just normal. This is what we do. You'll be amazed when your mindset shifts towards that, what really happens and how people come on board with it, because it just becomes the new norm. So I am also going to share in the group an image that you can print out that I highly encourage. I was going to take the time to read it, but I want to respect everybody's time as far as we're at 8 o'clock. But they're daily affirmations. They're from Megan Valentine, and really daily affirmations to remind ourselves and to keep ourselves from being in our head. Just what Jessica said, what we heard tonight, right? We are our biggest obstacle. So just reminding ourselves of who we are, what we're capable of, and the gift that we are offering to others. So I'll put that with the recording for this. So thank you again, you guys. Thank you for everything that you are doing to make a difference in the lives of others. Thank you to Corey, to Cindy, to Jessica for their shares. I think from the feedback in the comments, this was really, really, really valuable. So thank you guys. I'm excited to see what happens this week, and we'll see you next week on Team Time. Thanks.